Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanita Lenka. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and this is part 2 of the yearlies, and I'm taking up one by one all the planets and how that particular sphere of that planet, related to that planet, is going to be impacting you. How is it going to be impacting you personally this year? So I will be sharing with you my insights on the same. I've done the part first based on astronumerology. Now, this is based astrologically, how this planet Saturn transiting through your, suppose Saturn is in a particular sign, how is it going to be impacting you personally if it is transiting from there in the sign of Aquarius? So that is something which is going to be the theme of this video. So please do watch the first part as well. And I will be sharing with you several parts on the yearlies, because we cannot confine to one planet only, okay? Because every planet has a say and every planet has a way to look at. Now, as you know, this is the year of Saturn because of number 8. So that is why that is the most important planet. Now, to start with, for Aries natives first. So for Aries natives, this, if you have not natives, if you have a Saturn in Aries sign, I'm talking about. So what will happen if you have a Saturn in the Aries sign? That means this natal Saturn, which is, in Aries, in your Aries sign, and this Saturn, which is in your Aquarius sign. So this is going to be not Aries ascendant, not Aries Lagna. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Aries Saturn only, which means that you will have a lot of responsibilities to deal with, because Saturn is looking at your first house, looking at your seventh house, fifth house from the seventh aspect, and eighth house from the 10th aspect. So this Saturn is going to be giving you too much of workload to do, and there will be some kind of responsibility that you're going to be actually, going to be doing it and completing the task also this time. And in the first house, when Saturn is aspecting, this means that this is going to be about your personal identity. You'll be concerned about your self-image, your self-expression. You can be more disciplined and you can have a lot of work to do, and some solid foundations are also going to be laid. This can lead to some serious approach towards or self-introspection towards what you have done in the past. Also, this is looking at from your natal Saturn. This Saturn in transit in Aquarius is going to be also aspecting your fifth house. So check where your Saturn is and how to put up that Saturn. You have to put up your chart on any of the softwares. You will get to know where your Saturn, natal Saturn is. You have to feed in your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, and wherever S is written, that is Saturn. And if Saturn is in Aries, it is sort of it is a debilitated Saturn. It is losing its Digbala, but at the same time, this brings about a lot of energy in you also. And you can be in the technical fields also. Because Aries Saturn means you are into technical, and you really have a lot of inclination towards real estate or engineering industry, or something to do with mining, digging, sports activity also. This also is good for the ones who are into army, navy, police, marine also, mining industry also. So that is something which this Saturn is giving you. But when you have this forming a connection with the natal Saturn and transiting Saturn, so what is going to happen, I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. So this can also bring about a lot of creativity, romance, self-expression, emphasized nature towards your discipline, responsibility, re-evaluating your approach towards creative pursuits, taking responsibilities towards your children, your hobby. But you cannot be getting too much involved in the entertainment. You might just get detached from your friend circle also during this time. This can bring about a lot of energies towards shared resources, transformation, and it can also bring about a lot of responsibility in your case, because you're going to be having a lot of workload and joint ventures. Some deep emotional connections will also trigger. You have to be careful. There can be some secret which can be revealed and which can actually harm your mental setup also. Please be careful about that. And learn your challenges and lessons, and have faith, because you are going to be, your faith is going to actually get shattered also, because, you know, you're going to be experiencing some changes which are going to be very, very different, and you've not expected them to happen. And this will also bring about a lot of financial issues to deal with, and there can be the property matters that you are going to be dealing with as well. So take care of your health, but be careful about hidden enemies also, and just go for it. Okay. Then comes the next sign, that is Taurus. Suppose you have Saturn in Taurus sign. So here, if you will see, the Saturn is transiting your, from your natal Saturn, it is transiting the 10th house, which means that this is going to be, this is the 10th house. So now this Saturn in the 10th house will bring about a lot of ambitions to achieve, and professionally career growth is also expected. This can lead to some challenges, some recognition that you're looking for, and you're not deviating from that. You're just focused on achieving those goals and those kinds of, you know, areas which actually lead to something new, something different, some techniques that you're going to be opting for. So this is something which is going to be giving you some kind of relief also in the areas where you feel that things are not moving. Okay. And with this Saturn transiting through your 10th house, it is going to be aspecting your 12th house energies also. So it is activating your foreign connections as well. You can go into, you can have some spiritual angle attached to this also. You can be very responsible, disciplined, and spiritually growing as well. And there can be that you're going to be introspecting in silence as well. It can lead to some secrecy involved to your delegates, or, you know, your workload from the outside, and some paraphysical or mystical experiences also. This is definitely very, you know, it's like it's a reclusive kind of an energy, and Saturn being the Yoga Karagraha in the natal chart, it is in the Kendras. This is a very beautiful, placement if at all you have a Saturn in Taurus sign. So you can imagine, you know, it is forming a Kendra connection to each other. So which is definitely going to be giving you some changes, change of place, change of job, etc. And it is looking at your 4th house also from there. Saturn, if it's in your Taurus sign. So you have to be prepared that it can bring about some stability, some changes, change from one place to another, and then getting stable. Responsibility is going to increase towards family obligations. Maybe there are certain rituals or ceremonies in the family that you're going to be actually, you know, performing. And this can also change your emotional pattern. Maybe somebody from your family life, you know, will be coming into your life and, you know, changing yourself. And in Taurus sign, you know, this is very good for the ones who are into Ayurveda, who are into, you know, women's material, you know, if you are into fruit juices, cloth, money lending, commission, financial institutions, you're a CA or somebody who's involved in the finance of women's articles, perfumes, etc. So, and also government, treasury department. So this is going to be, or maybe somebody who's working behind the scenes. You know, I've seen people with the, you know, security, cyber security also, this kind of a combination happens. So this is a very beautiful transit for you guys. If at all you want to go in for any kind of change of job, elevation, promotion, so this is definitely going to be the case, and it is going to be bringing about some growth prospects in the future as well. From here, this transit of Saturn is also looking at your 7th house, which means that there will be some somebody entering into your life, and maybe, you know, you will be getting married, or there can be some friction amongst each other. If at all you have to close the chapter, you know, so this is also going to bring about that, those energies in the limelight. It can lead to responsibilities towards your marriage, towards your relationship, towards your partners, and partner can become very spendthrift also. So be careful about that. It can lead to health issues of the partner also. If at all you're solo, it might bring a partner to you. And there will be some, need for structure in your one-on-one relationships and connections also. Maybe it could be your love life, love relationship, or it could be your marriage, or it could be your business relationship also. So you are not dependable, disciplined, and responsible. So this is going to be the yearly for the Taurus Saturn. I'm not talking about any other planet, but I'm talking about Saturn in Taurus sign. Okay. Now, if you have your Saturn in Gemini sign, so what happens when Saturn in your natal sign, in your natal chart, is in Gemini sign? So this transit of Saturn is happening over your 9th house. Okay, from there, if you have Saturn in your natal chart in your Gemini sign. So 9th house means that you are going to be, your views about life can change, and you may be called an orthodox or narrow-minded person. You will become very, very much involved in your own realms. Maybe you want very few changes around you. You're not prepared for this, because from Saturn, this is in the Saturn. So your karma is going to change. So you might have subjects of higher consciousness, or you want to experience some changes, growth. You want to be a learner, you want to acquire more knowledge also during this time, and it is going to be definitely bringing about some major spiritual emphasis also. And this will bring about higher studies, discipline, responsibilities. They are going to grow, and your intellectual pursuits are going to grow as well. And your personal ethics and desire for personal and spiritual growth is also going to be enhanced. Now, from here, this Saturn is looking, this transiting Saturn is, as you can see the arrow, it's looking at your 11th house. It means that it is going to be bringing about some new friendships, new circles. You're going to be moving around with groups, aspirations, emphasizes a serious and disciplined approach towards your social connections and long-term goals. You'll be setting your goals. Your mindset is towards, attaining and acquiring more knowledge, and in the teamwork. If you work in the teamwork, if you are a leader, then this will definitely bring about those growth prospects. Some friendships with elderly persons are going to increase, and you believe that your colleagues and you have that insecurity about your colleagues and the people who are working for you, that they will leave you. So that is something that you have to work on. The fear factor that is involving your all the time, you have it on the mind. Also, this is looking at this transiting Saturn is going to be aspecting your 3rd house from your natal Saturn. So this means that it is going to be bringing about development in practical skills. You're going to be intellectually inclined. Your communication is the key, and you're going to be more responsible towards practical sense of doing responsibilities and focus. Now, serious communication is going to bring about some major changes, and you might get into some serious study, research, publications, writings during this time, and you will actually, you want to discourage any kind of, ill or pessimistic approach. This can cause depression also to you. And there is a possibility that your hard work will be paid off, and responsibilities towards siblings, neighbors, friends, they might just be too heavy for you, or maybe they require attention. So just avoid getting negative, pessimistic in your life, and otherwise you will not be able to grow, and it will give you some mental issues also. Conflicts with siblings and neighbors might just be triggering. So have some kind of contract, if at all you're signing any contract, PR, etc. So this might trigger that as well. And if at all you are, if you can see, this is also impacting your 6th house, because it's looking from your natal Saturn in the 6th house, which means that Saturn is in Gemini and is going to be looking at your 6th house from there. So this is bringing about some, some work-related or health-related or service-related discipline, organizing, and responsibilities in these areas even more. You might be facing a lot of challenges in the work environment. It could bring about too many changes or too many, too many responsibilities, and you will be in the caregiving industry also, maybe. Because, whenever Saturn is in Gemini sign, it gives you 2 types of profession, 2 places to live in. And if at all it is, forming a connection with the natal Saturn, so it brings about too many responsibilities also. And you will be able to quit your karma as well. Saturn transiting the ninth house is not considered to be good for doing any kind of auspicious ceremonies. So it takes you to the cremation ground, some near and dear ones, demise that news can be heard, depending on your personal chart. Sorry about this. But 6th house and 9th house relationship means that a pet can pass away. So you have to be taking care. This is a good, Saturn in Gemini means that you are the people who are in education department, who are in communication department, publishing, auditors, also, something related to government. These people, or they are involved in businesses. So this is going to be a very positive time for you. You might be leaving your country and going overseas also during this time. It's quite possible. Okay. So make your right kind of choices and take a call, because you can make some difficult decisions during this time. And you are working very hard there. You have to toil, because it is the 6th house transit or aspect also. And it can lead to some indigestion, ill health related to bones and knees as well. So take good care. Coming to the next one, that is Cancer. So if you have a Cancer Saturn, so this transiting Saturn is in your 8th house. Now, when Saturn is transiting the 8th house, interest in law, religion, philosophy, higher studies, PhD can be highlighted. That can be the theme of yours. And it can also bring about some financial issues with possessions, properties, affairs of the deceased. Maybe, somebody is having chronic pains and disease, so it might just aggravate now. And it is also, going to be giving you some transformational energies. You're going to be having a lot of shared resources, something to do with intimacy or commitments. You have to make certain commitments. It can lead to complications with the in-laws if you're married, or financial resources deplete. You are going to be having some joint ventures, deep emotional connections, and this can also lead to some challenges, and you will learn your lessons as well. From here, Saturn is looking at your 10th house. So this is definitely the time when you will be having a lot of focus on your public image, authority, responsibilities, ambition, fulfillment, professional success also. It may bring about a strong sense of duty and a need for achievement and recognition during this time. And you may take on positions of authority or leadership and some challenges that really are demanding. So ambitions to achieve professional career growth, definitely you have to trade off certain things. So you might not be able to spend good quality time with your family members during this time. And also your elderly people, in the family will be your well-wishers. They will come and help you out, take their help, take the blessings. And it can also bring about some downfall from the power as well, if at all you are experiencing something already. Because Saturn is also looking at your natal Saturn is also looking at your 10th house. So this might bring about some major changes and upheavals in your professional career growth as well. This can cause some hindrances here and there as well. Now, Saturn is looking from your 8th house. Saturn is looking at your 2nd house also. 2nd house means house of family, finance, food. So this, you don't have to eat cold foods. So be careful about that. This type of a combination can bring about finances, values, possessions. These are the highlighted one. Material security, basically, you are going to be consolidating financial deals, and responsibility towards finances, family. They're going to be increasing now. You can be involved in some financial businesses expansion as well, if you are in the financial, because Cancer sign, the professions involved in here means that there will be a lot of changes in whatever you're doing. And this can be good for the ones who are involved in the travel agency, touring, dairy industries, shipping, marine, foreign agencies, export, import, grocery, medical, something to do with milk related, maybe milk vendors, vegetable vendors, these people, or hotel business. So these people are going to be experiencing these kind of energies even more. So if you are in the fisheries, distilleries, liquor. So all these industries are definitely going to play out. These industries are going to be experiencing these, maybe expansion is there in these businesses. There will be pressure that needs to be handled with organizational skills and mental strength during this time. Wealth will be acquired with hard work only. Few delays in money matters will teach you how to handle similar situations. So don't think that this is going to be completely a negative one. You have to put your effort, and it is directly proportional to your growth. Afflicted Saturn, if is with Rahu or with Ketu or something like that, then it can bring about quarrels with your family members, or it can bring about financial losses also with your family, friends, etc. And this is also giving you the energy towards the fifth house, because from the eighth house, this from your natal Saturn, this is also looking at your fifth house. So which means that you're going to be too much involved with children. Responsibilities towards children is going to increase, or you might have childbirth also if you're on that way. Losses in speculation, so be careful about your investments. Stability in romantic affairs will be the key, and some old romance or somebody who is coming in from past might reignite, and this can also lead to financial losses and breakups in the coming year. So you have to be prepared for all of that. And fifth house is also the house of intellect. It is house of structure, discipline, responsibilities, and creative pursuits. So you will be actually focusing more on these areas as well. You will have to cut down on too much of entertainment. You can't be wasting your time on entertaining yourself. Okay. So coming to the next one, that is Leo Saturn. So if you have a Leo Saturn in your natal chart, and this Saturn from there is going to be transiting your this Saturn is going to be transiting your seventh house, and is going to be aspecting your first house, fourth house, and ninth houses. So this is going to be bringing about too much of workload for you. You have to be self-disciplined. You have to be focused on your image, your self-expression, because from your natal Saturn is looking at, it's right opposite your transiting Saturn, which means that you're going to be worried about your self-image, identity. There is a lot of workload, or there is a lot of pressure on you, strong sense of responsibility. People actually start behaving indifferently, or your partner starts behaving indifferently during this time. The workload for your partner is also going to increase. It can bring in new partner who's very mature and sensible, if at all you're single and solo. And first house is about interest in about in the Leo sign. It will bring about interest in chemical industry, electronic companies, social service. If you are into engineering, hospitals, or paramedics, or something to do with the electrical equipments, so, or government jobs in a way, some creative jobs. So these people are going to be really working on these zones even more. So they are going to flourish also in a way, but they are going to be making time only for their business and growth right now, and not for the family members. This is also about how you can self-introspect if at all you want to achieve those goals, achieve that identity. They can be that you're feeling very tired, self-centric, and non-cooperative through the others around you, also with the first house and seventh house getting active. 1-7 axis is getting active, no? Now here, this Saturn is also going to be aspecting your fourth house. Fourth house means that there are increased responsibilities towards home front. Changes from can also happen in the home environment, or you are renovating your place, you're going to be shifting out from the place, you're trying to get settled. Actually, you need to solve everything with patience. You have to be patient here. You need to make some serious efforts to achieve that domestic security which is missing. An old or a disabled person needs your care and attention. Domestic environment interferes with your responsibilities at the work front. You can be little depressed also because of the family environment, or somebody who's suffering or ailing. This is also the house of roots. Actually, you will be getting involved in the roots or root cause of a problem which is happening at the home front. This will establish a solid foundation for your personal life as well. The emotional pattern from the past life, somebody will come into your life from the past also. Now, this Saturn is also aspecting your 9th house from there. So this means that this is going to be from your natal Saturn in Leo sign. This Saturn is in transit in Aquarius sign, looking at your 9th house also. Please look at this. So here, this will bring about higher studies, travel, spiritual emphasis. These all areas require structuring, discipline, responsibility, and you have to be very serious in achieving those goals that you have set. This is also about your views about life, which can drastically change. And your strong sense of personal ethics, your desire to grow spiritually, and rigorous practice of studies, higher studies also is assured. And this will give you attraction towards self-consciousness also. And maybe some challenges, at the workplace you have to meet with as well. But this is definitely a very positive time for growing spiritually as well. But you are going to be joining a new job, so you have a lot of responsibilities to deal with, and you have to structure planning, strategy planning, etc. also is going to take place. And this is a good time if you are at a stature. See, Saturn in Leo means you are at a very higher authority. That means you are going to be working on your to protect your your own stance or your own your own what do you call that identity, your self-image. So you're going to be working on that. You're going to be very disciplined and self-reflecting with Saturn in the Leo sign. So you are maybe concerned about your paperwork, etc., from the government, etc. So that is going to take little time to process. Okay, coming to the next one, that is Virgo Saturn. So how is this Virgo Saturn going to be? So can you see the Saturn in transit is transiting through the 6th house from your natal Saturn. So this is actually the defining moment. You must understand, when Saturn is in a particular zone and natal Saturn is forming a 6-8 relationship with this, that means you have to quit a lot of karma during this time. So it is considered to be a good placement for Saturn. So if at all you're suffering with your health ailments, etc., or there is something that you have to finish from your past life also, this is a very good combination. And this Saturn is also looking at your 3rd house, 12th house, 8th houses. So can you see 6, 8, 12 houses are for Virgo natives getting so very heavily impacted. So when this Saturn is in your transiting Saturn is in Virgo, from Virgo in the 6th house, which means that you're going to be focused on your work, on your health, on your service, on your discipline, on organization, and you're going to be getting into the nitty-gritty and detailed way of working also. You can go a little lazy at times, so you have to be very cautious about that. Don't waste time. Rewarding period for those who are in the medical field, who are in accounting, banking, Ayurvedic medicines, who are into also oratory skills. This is a good time for you guys. And if you are an agriculturist or you are into potions or medicines, etc., so this will be a very positive period for you. And also the business people, trade, commerce, etc., if you're dealing with all of that, investor, so this is a good time for you. So if at all your Saturn in the natal chart is afflicted, so this might give you ill health, indigestion, trouble with bones and knees also. So make sure that you look after yourself. Be a carer, caregiving, that nature should get uplifted and enhanced. Now from here, this Saturn is looking at this from the 7th aspect, your 12th house. So 12th house means that this is going to give you spirituality, subconscious, solitude. You're going to be working on yourself during this year a lot. Maybe from time to time, you're traveling a lot also. Some spiritual growth can be enhanced as well. There can be that you're going to be getting transformed with this. There is a danger of some some accident, etc. So just take it in a stride with a pinch of salt, please. You can be interested in paraphysics or something to do with astrology. You'll be doing really well in these zones as well. You can be maintaining very good very good relations with your relatives, with your friends, and maybe some foreigners also. Foreign connections are going to get better for you. And this can bring about some secret hidden enemies also into limelight. This can give you some fear factor involved, some insecurities. So you have to work on all these as well. And in this 12th house, this is like past conditioning that can hinder your spiritual growth. So you have to change. You have to trade off something to attain something. So unlearn to learn something new, something which can give you some transformation. And this is definitely going to be a growth time. From the transiting Saturn is going to be looking at your third house also. Third house is the house of communication, siblings, learning. So you have to quit your karma with those who have been troubling you, especially with your siblings, with your neighbors. Maybe they are going to be the area of concern, or you are going to be getting into some conflicts with them. But you're going to be very courageous, you're going to be very responsible, you're going to be actually coming out of that pessimism now. So don't be pessimistic. If you are, just come out of it. Don't remain in that conservativeness, and take the responsibility and deal with everything. It's a very good time because if you are into publications, writing, etc., so this is a good time for you. And as I said, for accounting, banking, business proposals, if you're waiting for, so they are going to get definitely triggered up. And relationship wise, you can have some complications with your partner, or some new relationship which can give you some troubles as well. So you have to put the efforts in a proper manner. Otherwise, you will not be able to deal with this transit well. So from natal Saturn, this Saturn is in the 6th house. You must remember that you have to be focused. You have to get into the details. That there can be some secrets that can be revealed. Saturn from your 6th house is also looking at your 8th house. Can you see? So this means that you can be more interested in PhD, law, religion, philosophy, higher studies, and maybe dealing with the property matters, or it can give you some chronic pains and chronic disease also that you have to deal with. But at the same time, this will be a transformative energy. You might be getting to meet people who are going to change your life, and some secrets can be revealed, and this can be a life-changing and a challenging situation for you also. So let go, and things will definitely be better off for you. Coming to the next one, that is Libra Saturn. Suppose you have the Saturn in the Libra sign. Now, what does this mean? See, Libra Saturn is very good for the ones who are into designing, creativity, and also people who are involved in hospitals, medicines, something to do with designing, fashion designers I've seen, with Libra Saturn. Film industry, glam industry, cloth merchant, money lending, commission agents, life insurance, restaurants, fashion designing, as I said, handicrafts, something to do with costly items, silk saris, etc. Multinational financial companies also, people are involved with, and business industry also, fine arts. So now with this Saturn, these industries are going to get impacted, or we can say can flourish also, because this Saturn is transiting the trine. So from your natal Saturn, when Saturn is transiting the trinal house, and that too in the 5th house, so this will be like bringing about a lot of creativity in you, enhanced creativity in you. Responsibilities towards children is going to increase. Your romantic affairs might just reignite, or maybe somebody from the past life, from the past, this life, of course, are going to be entering your life, because this is the 5th house energy which is going to be playing out. And your self-expression, your romance, that's going to be requiring some stability, some structure, discipline. You don't have to take everything superficially now. You have to take care of your affairs, your romance, your children very seriously. You can't just ignore all of that. You have to look after your, how you are very creative, how you can use that creativity, your responsibilities, your mental strengths during this time, because it is in the 5th house, in the trinal house, where Saturn is transiting. Retrograde Saturn I will do later. So here, this can also bring about good education to you, if at all you have been waiting for the breakthroughs. So this is going to be very positive. Don't waste your energy and time on the entertainment or hobbies too much. Find a balance between self-expression and practical approach, so that you gain what you are waiting for. This Saturn is also forming a connection, because transiting Saturn is looking at your 2nd house. Can you see? That is the Scorpio sign. So second house means that you're going to be putting more efforts to achieve financial security, business expansion. There can be a lot of pressure to handle your, your organizational skills. Maybe you have to uplift yourself, you have to enhance yourself. Wealth will be acquired with hard work only. Few delays in money matters might teach you how to handle the situations well, and there can be some financial losses. Quarrels with people around you, in and around you, can also happen in the first, part of the year. So be careful, and there can be some kind of connection with the family members, discussing the financials seriously as well. And in the second house, there is a lot of focus on the material security. You're feeling quite insecure. That can also happen, but you will realize what is the sense of self-worth and how you can, with your value system, what you've learned, you can grow. From here, Saturn is also looking at your seventh house. Not to forget, it is looking at your seventh house. It means that you're going to be focused on your relationships now. You might be making some major decisions about your, whether you want to be in this relationship or you want to part ways, or they can be that you're going to be emphasizing more on commitment. You might meet somebody from the past, some relationship from the past might ignite, or you will be structuring, planning well on, in your one-on-one connections. It may bring about serious and mature approach towards relationship. You will work on that. How can we just handle things better? How can we be doing better in our approach towards, this relationship? Maybe you are thinking of parting ways. So this might require that kind of attention also. Maybe you will be rethinking, and you will be getting serious and responsible about these decision making. You can't be taking it, too easy. Some legal difficulties can disturb you. There can be some disagreements with your partner, and in your sexual relationships also. This can bring about an different approach towards your partner, and the partner also getting a little uneasy because of that. Because it's a fifth house also. So now from here, this Saturn is also looking at your 11th house. That is Leo sign from there. From your natal Saturn Libra sign. So now from here, the Saturn in the transit is in the fifth house, looking at your 11th house, which means that grouped and organized efforts will achieve success, and you will be working in the teamwork. You will be achieving those goals. Maybe some new connections you'll be forming. Your emphasis is on a disciplined approach towards social connections and long-term goals. You might be getting some kind of connectivity with the seniors or higher officials also during this time. Or maybe we can say that like-minded people you will be connecting, and the ones who are not getting along well with you, you might just part ways with them also. Your aspirations may require perseverance and dedication as well. It's good if you have partnerships and friendships with some matured and elderly people. Afflicted Saturn, suppose it's with Rahu or Ketu or Mars, then this can bring about problems in your knee area, feet region, and also some kind of ulterior motives related to money and self-centric approach and status. So that you have to be very careful about. So money matters definitely are triggering. So it might enhance money matters with your sense of responsibility and efforts in a serious manner. So this is definitely going to be uplifting your, the whole finance and the situation that you're dealing with. It is definitely going to improve if at all you have been facing some kind of problems. Now, what happens when Saturn is in Scorpio sign? You see, Saturn in the Scorpio sign generally, makes, it's a very good combination, for astrologers. It is a good time for the ones who are into electricity, metal, surgical equipments, astrology, occult sciences, or, furniture trading, army, navy, police departments, machinery, dealing with trade of machinery, etc. And maybe, if you are a priest, so this is a good placement for you. So you can opt for these professions also. I'm giving away that also. Now from here, Saturn is transiting your 4th house in the Kendra, which is forming a Sasa Yoga for you. So which is a beautiful thing, a good time for changes, at the work front or the home front. You will be actually, your responsibilities will be too high. towards your family members or towards your home. There can be some problems that you have to deal with at the home front also. Domestic security is the one which you're going to be very serious about. And domestic environment might interfere your workplace also, your job responsibilities. And this will lead to some kind of changes, maybe change of place where you are living, maybe going to the foreign country also is possible. And this might bring about too much of inclination towards the stability. The themes would be stability at the home front, your family, roots, how you can balance out things at the work, the balance life and work. That is something which is going to be the main theme of this Saturn in the fourth house placement. Now, Saturn from there is looking at your 10th house also. Can you see? So this means that you're going to be working on your personal image, growth, success, how you can, or maybe the workload is definitely going to increase and you're going to be very ambitious during this time to achieve the professional career growth. And your connection with the authorities, with your co-workers is going to be getting better. You will get all the support that you're waiting for. There can be that political people might, just try to exploit you. Government officials or somebody from the authorities, they might later on try to exploit you. So be careful during the upcoming year. And if this Saturn is afflicted, so these will definitely play out even more. There can be that your seniors are going to be achieving a good maybe bonding well with you, and there is a possibility of change of profession, line of profession, job, etc. during the upcoming year. And this can also just be a little prepared that it can bring about a little fall in your status also. If maybe not a promotion, or it is a status quo. Okay, so just be prepared for all of that as well. Now from here, Saturn is also looking at your first house and your sixth house. So first house is the house of self identity, self-image, self-expression. You can become a little more self-centric also. It will give you a lot of responsibilities, and Saturn, natal Saturn as well as your transiting Saturn, both are looking at your 10th house, which means increased responsibilities. You need to work in a team. Teamwork will give you success. And, you will have to be more dependent on introspection on the past, how you can just change yourself, the failures that you have experienced. You have to learn from that. There's a feeling of tiredness, too much of workload, too many things on plate. And you may feel a strong sense of responsibility to define and build a solid foundation for your own identity also. So you're getting that chance. You are getting that chance. There can be some health issues related to poor digestion, loss of appetite. Don't eat cold foods. Have hot and piping hot foods. That will be good for you. Also, there is a possibility, with Saturn looking at your sixth house zone. So it might bring about some health issues. You might just be getting too much of workload. As I said, it's maybe, if you can be a carer, healer, helping others. So this might bring about some, some kind of balancing impact in you. But at the same time, your work might not give you that kind of satisfaction with this aspect or on the sixth house of this Saturn in Aquarius sign. So you need to, be prepared for, that if you are disciplined, you want stability, you need to work with, you need to be a carer, you need to work with in a team. You can't just do it alone. So think like that, and definitely the success is going to be yours. Okay. So this is what the year looks like for the Scorpio Saturn. Now from Sagittarius Saturn, see where your Saturn if is in the Sagittarius sign. Okay, first of all, this Sagittarius sign people, I have seen, they are very good at banking. They are very good at financial institutions if they are attached to education departments or social service, also touring, etc. They are very good at with computers also, and they actually like to live in a spiritual place, some place where it is an isolating energy, they're free births. And this is if at all with Ketu, then they become very good astrologers and teachers also. This is like a Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, so this brings about the teacher in you. You're always involved in education or teaching, ever learning. Now from this Saturn in Sagittarius sign, This Saturn is transiting your third house. So which means that it is going to be enhancing your communication, or you need to enhance your communication. Okay, you will invest time in serious studies, research, publications, writings, and people around you will discourage you and cause depression also. Maybe your siblings, neighbors, your friends also. They will just try to deviate you from that, what you're doing. But you will work hard, you will remain conservative in the isolation, but you will make some really bold decisions during this transit of Saturn in the third house from your natal Saturn. So definitely a very positive time. You might just be enhancing your practical skills. You will be very self-disciplined also during this time. Some serious communication is going to take place. Your interaction with your siblings and neighbors, maybe you want to just, that no nonsense attitude you're going to be sharing with everybody, and you're going to be projecting that, no, I don't want to do things which are causing a lot of issues. Now, from this Saturn in Aquarius sign, it is looking at your fifth house. Fifth house means responsibilities towards children. That's going to increase. Losses in speculation, shares, crypto, etc. So be careful in your investments also. Stability in romantic affairs is also anticipated with this. Your emphasis on self-expression is going to be leading to some structure, responsibility in the areas of love, relationship, children, hobbies, entertainment. You are going to be maybe watching some serious movies and serious approach towards your entertainment also. If you're following a hobby, you might be just playing chess. It's a serious thing. All the games are serious, all the sport activities are serious, but you need focus here. So this Saturn looking at your fifth house from Aquarius might bring about that. It will also reignite your ties in romantic ties. You will reignite, or some ex might just come back to your life. This can lead to some financial losses, breakups in relationships also, because it is looking at your fifth house from third house. Okay. So see where your Saturn is. Is Saturn in your Sagittarius in your birth chart? Then the Saturn is in the third house, remember. So this is also going to be bringing about, because it is looking at your ninth house from there. So this might bring about higher education, travel, spirituality, and you will become more responsible in these areas. You have a strong sense of personal ethics, a desire to grow spiritually also with the ninth house. Your views about life can change. You can be a little orthodox. You might be just going in for some narrow-minded approach. You need to broaden up your horizons now. You will become, you will welcome, bigger changes now. And subjects of higher consciousness will also attract you. And there is a possibility that you have to cope up with a lot of challenges at the workplace, because that's the 12th house from the 10th where this Saturn is looking. So this might bring about losses in and around your job also. So be prepared that there is something new coming in, some new job. Change of job profile is also going to happen. Now, I've seen, with ninth house, aspect of the Saturn, it is considered to be a little negative in regards to loss of a dear one, because when Jupiter transits through or looks at the ninth house, some auspicious ceremonies take place. When Saturn or Rahu or any other negative planet transits or looks at the ninth house, you need to visit a cremation ground. Some ceremony related to the dead is actually done. It can also be loss of a pet also. So this can be, this is dependent on your personal chart. I really take time to share these things, because, I don't find them, I'm not comfortable sharing this, but it is a fact of life that when you are here on this planet, you have to go also up. So we are going to depart. Everybody is with the return ticket. So be careful, take care of the near and dear ones if you are a Saturn Sagittarius. So take care of all of that. Now here, Saturn is also, the 10th aspect falls on the Scorpio sign in the 12th house. So this is the place of spirituality, subconsciousness, foreign lands. So you might just get connected with the foreigners more. You'll be very, disciplined in your own approach towards your spiritual pursuits. You might be facing limitations, fears, past conditioning might hinder your spiritual growth. Maybe, your conditioning is such that, no, we have to sit in front of the idol and we have to worship. So you might change that. might have to put a little extra effort there next year. So to grow spiritually, this will be the time when you will get connected to your higher self, higher, that subconscious self. Okay, it can be the time to, to work in isolation, also behind the scenes as well. Now, as I said, they are very good astrologers. They're good with finance, so they are working behind the scenes. And this also leads to the forest department. You'll be maybe visiting some forest also during this time, some isolation that you need to grow spiritually. Okay, and some change of perspective, and getting some foreigners as investors is also quite likely with the 12th house. And you will develop suddenly you will develop interest in meditation, mysticism, astrology, parapsychology, all of that. You can have, but there can be some kind of reclusiveness, isolation also for you guys next year. So work in silence and peace. What if you have a Saturn in Capricorn? Okay, so Saturn, natal Saturn, birth Saturn, how do you put it up? You can just go to any of the apps. You can just put in your birth details, like date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, and you will put up this horoscope, and you will get to know where your Saturn, natal Saturn is. So if you have a natal Saturn in Capricorn, so this transiting Saturn is transiting your second house from there, which means that it is going to be looking at your 4th house, 8th house, and 11th houses. Mm-hmm. So this Saturn in the second house will make you more aware of your financial security, or you will be concerned about all these, how you can expand your business, how you can do well in your organizational skills, how you can work on your wealth and money matters. This can also bring about financial losses, quarrels with your family members often, or friends or neighbors also. So you have to be really very careful about your relationship, your friendship, and your money matters. You might just change your way of working, and this is also 8 from your 7th house where Saturn is transiting. So it is not good for your partner's health also. There can be that you're going to be, bringing about some financial consolidation. You're going to be responsible about your resources. Now you want to access your values and develop a sense of self-worth also. This Saturn is also from the second house looking at your 4th house. This might bring about some change of place, change of job, because Saturn, as it is, in the Kendra. So this might bring about some changes for you, changes as far as your place is concerned, your job is concerned. You might just be thinking of security, emotional security also, and more responsibilities at home, and problems should be solved with patience now, with Saturn looking at your 4th house. Some old disabled people might just help you out. Domestic environment interferes with your job responsibility with the 4th house aspect, and you might have too many responsibilities to deal with as far as your domestic as well as your work environment is concerned. This might bring about solid foundations for your relationships also, if you pass through this phase of next year patiently. So something about your past connections might ignite some new subjects in education also, or deviation from what you are doing. You might be picking and choosing something very unique and different also. From here, Saturn from the 7th aspect is looking at your 8th house. Now, 8th house means that this is going to be giving you some focus on shared resources, transformation. Intimacy is highlighted here. Your commitment with your partner is going to be getting thick. You're going to be maybe, with the 8th house thing, I have seen that you become very, very much involved in higher learnings, PhD, etc. We have seen that it happens when Saturn is transiting 8th house or is looking at the 8th house. So this means that there will be some religion, philosophy, something to do with the foreign journeys also can take place, finance. These are, with Saturn in Capricorn, you people are more about financials, about food products, chemicals, mining, dealing with the spare parts, hardware, Also trading building material, granite, as we say. Building material is something which we see with Saturn in Capricorn, because Saturn is in its own zone. So this might bring about too much of inclination towards practical approach, practical and solid, maybe some oil merchant we see from here, pesticide, chemicals, granite, building materials, drivers, all that we see, CAs, they are Saturn in Capricorn. So this might bring about some deeper knowledge about all these areas as well. You can be very good at writing skills also get enhanced. And some kind of challenges you can face because of this 8th house aspect from the 2nd house of Saturn. It might bring about trust issues and also, some problems in the joint ventures. Some deep emotional connections might get tarnished, or there can be something that you have to be taking care. Some secrets might get revealed. You can be suspicious, and it can bring about some kind of break also. Chronic disease, pains can also come back. This Saturn is also from the 2nd house, looking at your 11th house, the 10th aspect. This means that you are focused on your friendships, groups, aspirations, where you are going to be emphasizing on a serious and disciplined approach towards social connections. How you can work on the long-term goals, connection with the seniors, with your, maybe some government officials. You're going to be quite involved in aspirations, goal setting, and goal achievement also. Some like-minded people you will come across, and you will value those, people around you as well. And this can bring about some kind of, new friendship, new people coming into your life. Somebody who's very serious, somebody who's very senior can also come into your life, and you will be working in a team now. The teamwork is going to help you. Some colleagues, friends, they might just leave away, and you're feeling a little low on that area. It's better to get into the friendships with elderly and mature people, and don't be too self-centric, and don't have any kind of selfish and ulterior motive behind whatever you are doing. Please make sure that you take care of all of those things as well. Now, Saturn will be, suppose your Saturn is in Aquarius sign in your natal chart. Now, what happens when Saturn is in Aquarius? This is also very positive time for the astrologers, philosophers, psychiatrists, somebody who's religiously very inclined into teaching, research, also space department, or tourists who's into tourism, trading, and also oil and natural gas companies, and working on the research, research oriented, because it's a Kumbha Saturn means something which is very deep. You are going to be dealing with the deeper realms, deeper subjects. So astrology is a deeper subject, as you know. So anything which requires a lot of attention, requires a lot of, in-depth knowledge, in-depth study, research. So that is where Saturn in Aquarius is seen. And you can be also a trader in liquors and drinks, and also you can be a priest. So with this Saturn return, that is Saturn over Saturn, it is a very, very important transit, because Saturn return means that you're going to be having many changes coming in your life now. You're going to be thinking about yourself, your self-image, self-worth. You can be very indifferent in these approach. You can become very self-centric also during this time. And the workload might increase, because from there, these two Saturns are looking at your 10th house, 3rd house, and 7th houses. So when this Saturn is looking at your, from the first, let's see what happens when Saturn return happens, the 1st house Saturn. This means that some changes are going to take place for sure. Okay, this happens after every 30 years. That Saturn comes to its own spot. So there can be a feeling of, isolation, tiredness. You're feeling quite, discharged on energies. You feel that people are not understanding you. There's a lot of misunderstanding coming your way. You must have felt this since 2023, but it's going to enhance if you have a Saturn in Aquarius sign already, and this Saturn is transiting over there. So this might delay in your approach towards acquiring things. So self-confidence also, you lack, and some poor digestion, health issues also happen. Sorry to say about this, but yes, this is going to be giving you a lot of self-discipline, self-awareness, self-reflection time, and you will build a solid foundation for your own identity. Now you know where you are lacking, where you should be working and focusing more on. So this is definitely a very beautiful year that you're heading to 2024 for enhancing and understanding your own self. And when we know where we are lacking, then we work on that, right? So this is going to give you that self-expression, right? So this is a good time. Also, this is looking at your third house from there, from the first house. So from your first house, as in where Saturn is. So third house means you will invest time in serious study, research, publications, writing, communication. And people might not be encouraging you for sure. So be careful about that. People will always be discouraging you. People will say, no, you can't do it. People can also be very pessimistic around you, negative thinking, you can be surrounded by that. But you're very confident. You're very courageous to make decisions. You have to be very positive and optimistic during this time. Your neighbors, siblings, friends, they will always be causing a lot of frustration and delays in whatever you're doing. No cooperation is assured from others. And this will give you too much of emphasis on practical skills, discipline, responsibilities towards learning, communication, and of course, siblings also. Maybe, you're going to be sending off your siblings or, your siblings overseas for education. Your relationship with your neighbors is turning sour and you're going to be now interacting about it. You're going to work on all these areas also. And your partner will become very spiritually inclined as well. Now, this Saturn from the Saturn in Aquarius and is going to be looking at your 7th house also. And that's a Leo sign, of course. So this might bring about creativity, romance, and, some kind of responsibility towards your partner. And you will get very much involved in a one-on-one interaction, connections, even more. You will not be working in a group. Now you want to interact on a specific area. You want to focus on that. You want to structure in that particular zone. Could be anything, business, relationship, could be that you're dealing with the financials, investors. So you're going to be very much focused now. And 10th house energy is also activated. So you're going to be very disciplined and responsible now. Maybe you will attract those kind of partners during this time who are very sensible and disciplined themselves. And also, Jupiter is also aspecting your 7th house. So there can be a marriage, double transit, of course, is happening. So you can have a wedding and in the family, or you can be also getting married during this time. So your responsibilities towards your partner is going to increase. There can be some trust issues also that can erupt. So be careful about that. Matrimony, of course, you can get into. This is a very good time. Some legal difficulties can also come up. So be careful. Your public relations might get disturbed. Your PR, visa, etc. might get little delayed. So be careful about all these areas as well. From here, Saturn is looking at your 10th house now. So 10th house means high responsibilities. It is going to be giving you too much of workload. You are working on your self-image as well. How you can enhance your self-image, how you can achieve those goals, how you can get that authority, responsibility, ambition fulfillment, professional success. You're going to be working on all those areas. Now you're going to be getting very tough on yourself to achieve those goals that you have set. Professional recognition, achievement, all that is possible. Political success is also possible if at all you're, being exploited by the masses, So this is also going to be making you a leader. And some elderly people you'll be connecting and you'll be getting that success and help from them also. There can be some disgrace or some fall from the position as well, depending on the Saturn in your natal chart if it's like afflicted. This might bring about some loss of fame also. Be careful. With the government authorities, you can have troubles and delays in your, the targets that you have set. So be careful about all these areas, but otherwise it is going to be giving you authority, leadership as well, if the Saturn is pure and is not afflicted. Okay. So that's how the Saturn is going to play out in the Aquarius sign, because your natal Saturn is also in the Aquarius sign. Okay. Now coming to the last one, that is Pisces Saturn. What happens when Saturn is in Pisces sign? So this means that this Saturn is in your, means it's in the dual sign. So this is also about, you are having that inclination towards NGOs, helping the needy. You're very active in giving help to others, actually, and you have two types of professions, two sources of income. This is actually about Saturn in Pisces. You are a teacher, preacher. You can be very good in education, religious department, medicine, also financial institutions. You can be a lawyer also. So Saturn in Pisces does that. You can be into constructing of canals, dams, digging bore wells. You can be also involved in helping others, making some old age homes, children, for children, orphans. There's an orphanage that you are already, donating there. So all these are the Saturn in Pisces, indicative of financial institutions. Now, with Saturn in the 12th house from there, this Saturn is in Aquarius sign, transiting in your 12th house. So this will bring about a lot of energies towards foreign lands. You might be leaving your country and going to the foreign lands during this time. There is a danger which we can expect, from some enemies, hidden enemies also. Involvement of secret activities is possible. Interest in meditation, mysticism, parapsychology, or also, astrology is possible. You will lose help of important people in spite of efforts to maintain relationships. You will not get that kind of support that you're waiting for. You will have some kind of secret enemies all the time hovering over you. So you have to be always on that alert also. This will take you to isolation, imprisonment, hospital. There can be that you're going to be dealing with somebody in the hospital, or you're a nurse yourself, or you're into paramedics, etc. So you're going to be working in and around those areas. There can be some depression, reclusiveness, also lack of achievement in the goals that you have set, so you are quite disheartened. But at the same time, you can work on that. This will definitely be giving you that solitude, and working on yourself so that you can self-reflect, self-discipline yourself where you're lacking. So those limitations and fears that you're going through, you will definitely work on all those areas. It can be the time to seek introspection, personal transformation also. But at the same time, connection with the foreigners might help you. A partner from the foreign land can also be come entering your life, can also get married to that person you have been dating from a long time. So this is a very mixed kind of a aspect of the Saturn in the 12th house. Now from there, it is looking at your second house also. Okay, not to forget the third aspect is cast on the second house from the 12th house, which means that you are going to be working on your finances, your values, your possessions, your material security, your own self-worth, how you can consolidate your finances and responsibilities and be disciplined on those areas. Now is the time you're going to be putting a lot of effort in those realms. Also, you will be able to manage your resources also, or you have to, because you are losing out on some real good financial savings. So you are under pressure also. How you can handle your organizational and mental strength during this time. That will lead to the growth also. Wealth will be acquired with only hard work. Remember that. There can be some few delays, frustrations, but at the same time, you will definitely be working with your mental strength. If you have a very weak Saturn, in the 12th house, or Saturn in Pisces is afflicted, then, with Rahu, Ketu, or Mars, or Sun, so you might incur major heavy losses financially, mentally, and also at your workplace. This might lead to some kind of irritability also with in the most of the spheres. So this is also the time to develop your own identity and work on yourself. This Saturn from the 12th house is looking at your 6th house also. 6th house is the house of work, wealth, service. So you need to organize everything now. You have to be more responsible towards your co-workers, towards your work life. You have to work on your own self, how you look, how you work out, how you eat, what you eat. So all that is like giving care to yourself, caring for your own body, your own self. So you need to focus on these areas. You have to work out. You have to work on your body. your own spiritual growth also during this time. And some healthy routines definitely are going to be giving you some growth as well. Sixth house energy is also about, getting involved with too many people, actually, that this can be some, somebody who's just trying to pull you down, enemies, as we say, hidden enemies, or it could be that you are dealing with the co-workers, a lot, you have to, or maybe your servants, your house help, your helpers, they can give you some troubles here and there as well. So be careful about that. Love relationship also suffer because it's looking at your sixth house, which is 12th from the seventh house. So this can lead to the partner moving away from you. 12th house means foreign lands, also separation that you have been, that uncalled for separation, you can also go through. Maybe you both decide and say that let's live separately for some time, or you're traveling, both of you are into travel, so you're not able to spend time together. So this Saturn is definitely from your 12th house, looking at your sixth, can bring about all that. Also, Saturn is, looking at the 10th aspect from 12th is being cast on the 9th house zone. 9th house means higher education, travel, spirituality, emphasis on discipline, and also, some kind of intellectual pursuits. So you're going to be working on yourself on that. What is your personal ethics? How your approach towards life is? Are you orthodox? Are you narrow-minded? Or you want to change yourself towards better? You want to grow spiritually? So that's, higher consciousness you connect with. How you can, attract people who are into spirituality, some gurus, or watching too many YouTube videos, maybe my videos. So that also happens when Saturn is looking at the 9th house. So this might bring about some changes in your higher consciousness, higher self. You will have strong sense of personal ethics and belonging, and you will be traveling some foreign journeys also on cards, because 9th and 12th houses are activated simultaneously. So you will be going for work, for earnings, and you have to move place. So that is something which this 9th house energy is going to be taking you at. So you have to open up, actually, don't confine yourself, don't limit yourself during this whole transit of the year 2024. All right. So this is what is the readings for all the 12 Saturns, is 12 Saturns in different signs. So please see where your Saturn is in the natal chart, and you will get to know. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed, everyone. Om Tat Sat.